following is a presentation of the Pontywood Sports Network.
Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom.
We can move it underground, bro. We can toss it all around, Joe.
Convert another first down and goal.
We're gonna take it all the way.
Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick.
We can start turning up the sound, yo. Another Tuesday round, slow.
Are you ready for the
Nick Brown Show?
Ready for the Nick Brown Show.
I'm ready for the Nick Brown Show.
Can you dig it?
Boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick. Welcome everybody to Pizzeria. It's Thursday night. What is it, 21st?
No, Tuesday night, but the game's Thursday
There we
night.
go.
We'll tell you more about that here in a second. Welcome. I'm Chris Wallington. Over there, that's the counselor, and in the middle, that's Nick Brown. His name's on the show, the Nick Brown Show. Coach, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure.
We have pizza. We have the Meat Lovers Pizza. Thank you, Pizzeria, for that. But we also have the you discovered
I
this.
did. No, I think Shires discovered it.
You were
am
there
a
when
fan
he
of it.
discovered
Yes.
You watched
Yeah.
him discover it.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what that is.
This is the Works Sticks.
Work sticks.
It's a Works pizza, but in breadstick
Throw it
form.
on a breadstick.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing. That's how the sandwich was invented.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, that's how the combustion engine was invented.
It sounds
Can we
right.
put a boat on wheels is where that started.
Exactly.
And then boom, you have brilliance and right here at the pizzeria.
Yeah.
So glad to have you here. The main thing, we're talking about a victory against Bullard. We'll talk about a game coming up against Brownsboro, but I guess the breaking news that we probably ought to lead with, you lead off with the big news, is the game isn't on Friday. It's at
Right.
the same time, same place, but on Thursday.
Yeah.
Explain how that happened.
So basically, you start looking at weather, and this happens this time of year. It never fails. You're always starting to look at weather, and then it's hurricane season, and you've got. I guess there's one. I don't know how it works, but I started noticing. Seeing tweets from Matt Stepp and then Carl Padilla reached out to me asking me, "Hey, coach, you guys moving your game?" I was like, "Well, that's kind of odd."
Who are these people, Matt Stepp?
Okay, so Matt Stepp works for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. He's kind of like the guy. Okay,
He's kind of the guy.
He's kind of the guy.
That-
They run a small radio
the
show as
exception of
well.
us,
Yeah. They also do a radio or an internet show, but it's not nearly the caliber of this one. They don't have their own theme music. Definitely not with vocals. And then Carl Padilla he's considered to be the godfather of Texas football, especially here in East Texas. Anyways, so they started reaching out about coaches let us know if games change. So I started looking at weather, and because I knew ours was so. But then I looked over in Brownsboro and noticed it's pretty good chance of some severe weather starting Friday afternoon. And so I reached out to Coach at Brownsboro and said, "Hey, man, what are you thinking?" He said, "Yeah, we probably should." So he and I discussed it and checked with superintendents. And then you have everybody you got to get with, and obviously making sure parents are notified, the community's notified, you guys that are planning on being at the game and doing the live stream. And so it's been a very busy day. So.
And so, besides, you have to call every parent, don't you? I mean,
not every parent, but that's the joy of social media is that they
Okay.
can all see it all at once, and we send out the stuff on Parent Square. So that's a definite advantage to having to call every parent.
And then that means that varsity games are on Thursday, so everything else backs up to Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
And everything is going to happen.
Everything's happening. So 7th grade all the way through varsity, everybody's playing still, and the sites are the same, the times are the same. It's just everything got bumped back a day. And so all of our junior high, they're still playing at Brownsboro. They're just playing now on Wednesday or tomorrow. And then our two JVs are playing tomorrow at the ranch, starting at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's the big news. You heard it here if you hadn't heard it already on the Nick Brown Show. You also heard it here much better than that Dave Campbell show.
Who's Dave Campbell?
Yeah.
About 100 years ago, he
Yes.
invented canned soup.
That's
I believe
right.
that's- is
I
that
think that's
right?
what it is. That sounds right.
All right, our coach talk is what we're about to have about Bullard as we look back to the game on Friday night here in Center. It's always brought to you by JBI Financial Services. If it's coach talk, and it doesn't matter if it's the coach talking about the soccer team, the football team, the tennis squad, even when we talk to the band directors before their concerts and their contests, JBA Financial brings it to you. We'll hear from them and some other folks important to the broadcast and to our coverage of Rough Rider Sports. We'll be right back from the Pizzeria, the Nick Brown Show. JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future. So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name, and they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Everybody, welcome back. It's the Coach Nick Brown Show, live here from the Pizzeria, brought to you by Steve Waters and the folks at Sabine State Bank. Now it's time to talk about that Bullard Panther hunting that we did this past Friday night.
Yep.
It was successful hunting, but it wasn't particularly easy hunting, was it?
No, and that's, I mean, we knew that going into the game. They're much improved. They seem to get better every year, and
Yep.
for whatever reason, Bullard always plays center hard. That's always a very physical game. They coach a very physical style of football, and they're very similar to us. Want to establish a run game, be very physical up front, very aggressive defensively, and so that we knew it was going to be a good game, and a good game for us to kind of kind of see where we're at.
It was a difficult task to pick the Center Mill Company player of the game. I mean, we all ultimately went with the hat trick guy. We went with Captain
Anytime a
Wood.
guy gets three sacks, it's
But I mean, that wasn't an easy choice because Atkinson. I mean, we were very concerned that helmets were just flying off, and we were just.
I've never
about-
seen that many helmets fly off in a game. I mean, when you so he put out something on Twitter this week, and because that's something for recruiting, we tell hey, every week put out something.
Yeah.
Keep something going out, and so he put out something this week with all his big hits, buddy. that dude is a headhunter, and he's.
It looked like we were playing Rock'em Sock'em
Yeah.
Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they necessarily, your children know what that is, but it was just about every fourth or fifth play, it looked like there'd be a
Well,
head
it's so
roll
crazy.
off.
Like when he gets you squared up and makes a clean tackle, you just see everybody he hits. You just see that head rock back.
Yeah.
And he's
And he's not huge.
he's a big kid.
Yeah, he's big.
He's big.
Yeah.
But you would expect, if the way the tackles are, that he would be a comic book big. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really remarkable.
Like the Juggernaut. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that. So, what are you proud of about the Bullard game?
I think the biggest thing was any time, and I think we talked about this last week going into the game. Anytime you go on a stretch where you've kind of fallen short, anytime you go on a 4-game stretch like that, where there's 2 games in there you should have won and you didn't. There's 1 game in there where you didn't give it your best, and then there's 1 game in there where you just there's no other way to put it, got just flat out embarrassed. And anytime you go through a stretch like that, it's hard mentally on a team. It's hard. It was hard for me as a coach. I know it was hard on our kids. You have these seniors who are expecting big things out of their senior year. That was the first thing I told them when I got here. Like, I want this to be the best year you've ever had playing football. And so you go through a stretch like that, and a lot of times you can lose players, you can lose their attention, you can lose their focus, you can lose their kind of commitment to the program. And we didn't have any of that. Our kids locked in. We told them to bear down. And they did just that. And so my biggest thing that I was most proud of coming out of that game was that our kids bounced back and didn't let what happened in the past define what was going to happen to us in that moment. And then now we're in the driver's seat moving forward to accomplish everything we wanted to do setting out this season.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Right before the first game, a lot of your team came to Tuesday night show.
Mm-hmm.
Sat right over there, had pizza. I talked to him. How's it going? Yeah, you like Coach? Yeah, I think Coach is going to be all right. And then they were here last week after the 4 games live.
Yeah.
About the same number, about the same attitude. I thought, man, that speaks highly of them and of you and your staff, that the family's still intact.
Yeah. And that's something that we really have harped on since the spring. Because football, to me, it's one of those things. Football teaches you life lessons,
Absolutely.
and you learn a lot about who you are, and because sometimes life doesn't go your way. So you don't get the job, or you don't get the promotion, or you lose a job,
That's
or
right.
something bad happens, and how you respond to it will dictate how you move forward. And so our kids are very resilient. I think they
Absolutely.
proved that on Friday night.
Well, we say this kind of every year. I mean, it is. I mean, everybody. I have a day where I throw 3 interceptions as a lawyer, and you have to know how to deal with that, and then you have to deal with. I tell everybody. I don't know if we talked about this, but my high school coach was kind of a legendary guy. Was Coach Bill Bryant, and he was kind of notorious too. I mean, but he was just a dude, just a different kind of fellow. But I mean,
He was legendary for being legendary.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But his mantra was plan your work and work your plan, and that's something that I use even today when I'm looking at a case. I do exactly that, and then I figure out what I'm going to do ahead of time, and then I execute. And I learned that from football. And so, but you learn how to. I think you learn how to deal with adversity, but I think you also need to learn how to deal with prosperity too, because those are all.
And that's a hard thing as we talk about. We talked about that actually Monday morning. Was okay. Now we're off the schneid. We're back in control of what we want to do. But now you have to fight complacency.
Yeah.
You can't be satisfied with what we did. You have to keep moving forward. There's always things that we can do to get better, and we have to get better every week if we want to do what we want to do. Win one more game, we clinch a playoff spot. That's our next goal. Go on to know this week, we clinch a playoff spot.
Okay.
Then keep going from there.
Right.
Not looking too far in the future, but definitely not looking in the past.
Exactly. Well, we also invented another concept Friday night, the Blueford bludgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Blueford,
He finishes every run
He does.
so physically.
And
Like he's not going to receive a hit. He's going to give one every single time. He's very physical.
and it's going to work again this week. Blueford bludgeons Bullard on that run. Blueford bludgeons Brownsboro
it.
on that run.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I'm not
That's a
gonna,
good one.
Then,
Or the
anyway,
Bears, because they're the Bears.
Yeah.
So it's a double B. You got multiple
Blueford
ways to do
bludgeons the Brownsboro Bears.
That's it.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Those are good times.
But anyway, we got some clips to look at because there wasn't just. I mean, we also had guys offensively too. I mean, that were making big plays, and so we again the Dairy Queen plays of the half and the game and the player of the game were difficult decisions for us. And but anyways, we'll go to the first clip. We'll see if we can get this thing teed
And
up.
I think I
Tell us-
told what you as I was telling after the game, we had 9 guys out with strep last week
Yeah,
at one point or
And
another.
you said that
okay?
here that you were
and
struggling.
yeah, and 8 of them were on the offensive line. So every day at practice, we had a different group of 5. And so then the game on Friday, we rotated because they all got practice, and we had to pull a kid up from JV, and he's stayed on varsity. Like he's earned him a spot. And so that's finding positives in every situation, I guess, is what we got out of that.
Yeah,
But
you'll be stronger
that was
going
just
forward.
again just a testament to how resilient these kids are.
And then I think our first clip was kind of the hitch pass that we ran, and 7 makes this huge block.
Oh, yeah.
For Cooks, and
Yeah.
then Cooks takes it.
Yeah.
He didn't quite go to the house, but it was a huge block. And 7 is remind me
That's J.K. Barnes.
Barnes,
Yes.
with the huge block.
Do you want to come watch the highlights over here? You're one of your assistants. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's seen
Hey,
all the
wipe
highlights.
wipe your mouth though. You
Yeah,
got
that's
pizza
okay.
all over you.
All right,
You're
here we
good.
go.
Come on, I'm just messing with you.
So we see the block right there.
That's it.
We'll
That
see
was
it.
something. That was something we emphasized all spring. That's a huge block there, and then downfield you can't see it over there in that picture, but our other receiver is inside, making sure that
Right.
linebacker can't scrape over the top. So
It would
it's
have been a relatively ho-hum play without those blocks.
Right.
Yep.
All right, second clip coming up here. Oh yeah! Oh God! Oh, how I forget? This was my what an awesome run that was.
well. And then look downfield 7
Yeah,
again. That's
yeah,
J.K.
yeah,
again,
again.
blocking his tail off downfield, springing a touchdown.
Yeah, but watch this. Watch.
Barry
I mean,
Sanders-
somebody broke their ankle on this one. Yeah, I remember. Whoop, whoop.
I'm going this
There
way
he
now.
goes. I'm right there. That poor kid. You know he's hearing about that on film.
I was like the Saquon Barkley kind
They can't hear you.
But
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
heard
good.
him.
You're good.
Saquon Barkley.
Barkley.
Like, yeah.
But, you know, because we really got it. What do we call it? The thunder and lightning. We got the Blueford bludgeon, and then we got Villegas coming in with
They
Villegas.
both avoid contact in different ways. Bluford's going to make sure he delivers it.
Yes.
Jace is going to make sure you can't catch him. I mean, you couldn't tackle that dude in the phone booth. He's
That's
just so shifty.
All right, here's our third clip. Oh, it's a defensive
Yeah,
clip.
this is Camden's favorite one right here. There he comes.
Just rock 'em, sock 'em.
Gosh, I think you see. Well, he got cut off, but you can see Camden run in there just getting after it. He's the best ball boy on the sidelines because he also is the best cheerleader.
We'll see again. Yes, that's when we asked. We sure hope his head wasn't still in the helmet. But yeah, that was a form tackle. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there by the
Yeah,
ref.
there you go.
There you go. Yep, we'll see
That was
kinda
good
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, there was one of many. We could have 10 clips of just that. All right, here's our.
I'm glad we didn't catch me running down the sidelines when Bluford broke that kickoff return.
Oh, I have a funny story.
Yeah.
Also, here's Radney was another
Yes, Radney
was a honorable mention
And the
player,
player
game.
of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, and so we
I thought our defensive line all stepped up. They all had a big play. I mean, that's a perfect executed stunt. As a good call by our DC to call that on a situation where they run a lot of draw and trying to get up the middle, trying to throw off their blocking scheme. That was just a good job fitting back inside. You got two guys there.
There was a couple. Yeah, there was another one. Oh, the captain gets up. The captain gets up.
Is it the
too.
captain or the colonel? No, the colonel's the dad.
Colonel's
Matt.
We're
Okay.
thinking about if in the playoffs we may, I hope they're not watching, we may promote Grant to general and
You
have
gotta
him
have a
outrank his dad at least 1 week.
You got to have a General Grant on your team.
General Grant,
Yeah,
you got to have a
that's
General
exactly.
Grant. It can't.
And then President Grant.
Yeah, it can't be his dad because his name's not Grant.
Exactly.
Yeah. So okay, here's our next one. Another offensive clip.
I try to be more even this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the offensive line with that one.
Yeah, so I tried to find. So our end zone camera sometimes messes up. We need a new one. So if anybody's watching, got a checkbook.
Right.
We need a new end zone system. But that play on the end zone, it kind of fuzzed out. But when you see it, it looks like the Red Sea parts,
That's
and
right.
they
A
just
little Old Testament block.
driving. Yes.
We just went, no, he was not touched
No.
until right there.
And he was also fighting strep during that game. He was running fever. So he had 21 carries for 151 yards and a kickoff return touchdown. So he had over 250 all-purpose yards. He's that guy.
Well, and that was another one, the kickoff return that he had, because Bullard had seized some momentum and go down and scored to threaten to make it a ball game, and then
I guess we bored him.
Yeah,
He's
he-
out.
Yep.
Yeah,
It turns out
kids
he's
these
actually
days.
already seen these.
Kids these days.
Yeah.
He helped me pick them out. He's already seen them.
But I mean they got some momentum, and then we just took it right back.
And that's the in the ebbs and flows of the game. We told the kids like, hey, this is what happened. This is one of those things happened in Dangerfield. We took that early lead, let them fight back, let them stay in the game, let them stay in the game. Well, then, you can't do that. You can't let good teams stay in the game. You got to put them away. And I thought that was that kickoff return, I think, is what sealed it for us. And that kind of sucked all because they had just scored. They were pumped up. I could make it like a one-score game, and then we just took that right back to the house. And then I think we got a 3-and-out on the next series and scored again.
It
So,
took the steam out of
Yeah.
it. All right, so we got a couple more. This is a fake. This is
I think like 3 times the announcer called him Ben.
Yeah.
So it's Ben Wolf.
no. We all
and every time Ward Herndon, his spotter, would lean over and said, "That's Easton," and he'd go, "Sorry, Easton Wolf."
That's right.
I'm sure Easton loves hearing that.
Yeah,
all the
Rob
time.
did it too.
Rob said it once, and then we chuckled after the extra point. I said, in 1995 fall, 96 fall, we're in our 20s doing this. Did you have any idea that we'd still be doing this when that kid grew up and had a kid? And he said, no, I guess I flashed back about 25, 30 years.
And again, JK's down there blocking
Yep.
downfield. He had a great game.
He did. All right, so we got a couple more here. There's another.
Yeah, so this is another. This is the big one. This was the one
Yeah.
that. So that was 4th and 2, and so, analytics is like, punt the ball away. We're in our territory. We're already ahead. Punt it away, play defense. And I looked over at Easton, and he goes, "Let's go." I said, "All right." And so we did it, and he said, Coach, I'll get it. We called a timeout, called him over, and I said, what do you want to run? He said, and he basically, we kind of playgrounded. I said, hey, we'll run this play we run, but instead of handing it off, we'll have the running back, Jace's, I think it was, we'll have him lead for we'll have him lead for Easton. And
that's not a play that you run and call.
I mean, it is now. We added it, but it's kind of it's a variation off of one of our normal plays. And so Easton just said, no, I'm going to get it, Coach. And then we ended up whiffing on a block, and he had
to break a tackle.
Had to break a tackle at the beginning, and then like here, he slows down.
Yeah, lowers
so
that
he
shoulder.
can do that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So one more. They're going to be defensive. Just a Gregory sack.
Oh, yeah. That was the second of the 2 in a row to end the game. That one sealed it there. He's so explosive and fast off the edge. You can't. That offensive tackle had great technique. That's exactly what he did. But as soon as Grant saw that quarterback step up in the pocket, he shedded the block, and it was a textbook sack. It was great.
It's good stuff. Well, y'all, I'm glad that you were able to see the highlights. The analysis is brought to you by Camp Uwani, about 11 miles from here down the Timpson Highway. Between the Timpson Highways and Highway 84 going to Tenaha. Thank you for your new sponsorship and new friendship. It's also, we need to mention JBI Financial and Joe Bill Mattier. Good to have you guys part of this broadcast and every broadcast all season long, just like Mooney's Emporium.
I'm wearing my Fred Sanford shirt.
There it is.
Fred Sanford shirt.
Get that at Mooney's Emporium. We went there. They had their refreshments and Consuelo purse thing.
The Consuelo purse on Saturday, right?
Yeah. We went up there and acquired some items.
I didn't.
Luckily, with how busy the season's been, my
Right.
wife hasn't discovered that yet,
Right.
but she's been eyeballing it.
Consuelo
since-
purses at Mooney.
Oh, don't worry.
Consuelo purses.
Don't
Since
worry.
we got here.
Don't worry. We finally got Retina Harrison up there, and Coach had to buy her a Consuelo purse, and so every week we were asking Coach to get the purse yet, and then we got it.
And finally,
it off.
at one point, he looked at the showers like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you really going to keep mentioning that? and it happened. So good stuff. We'll hear from Camp Uwani and from Sabine State Bank, who brings you the program. Them and others. We'll be right back with more. So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans. And the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with Best of Nacogdoches and Best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the Rider of the Night. During the game, we give the Center Motor Company Player of the Game. Now it's your turn to do that. Center Motor Company brings it to you. As Mr. Shire said early on, it was hard for us to choose.
Yeah.
We were choosing, though, from a lot of the folks that were in the spotlight. Oftentimes, you choose folks that we didn't necessarily see. Who's yours today?
So it's easy. You had Viegas with 170-something yards rushing. You had Bluford with 150-something yards rushing. You had Easton with 110 yards rushing. So for me, though, I mean, all of those guys, individual Cody on defense, Grant on defense, Radney on defense, those guys all. But to me, I'm going to have to go with.
Your punter.
He didn't have a lot of work. Didn't have a lot of work. But no, I was thinking about this today, but I know it's whatever. But offensive line,
Yeah.
and then our receivers. Anybody who,
okay.
I mean, those guys, anyone
receivers
not carrying
as
the ball.
blockers.
I mean, I'm
Right.
telling you what, and we only threw the ball 9 times, but we had 2 big first downs on passing plays, and they have really kind of grown up this season and done an incredible job. But I definitely, when you have over 450 yards rushing, I think your offensive line has to be talked about.
And
so.
Bullard grows big guys.
They do. There's something in the water over there.
And they're not big, dumb, slow guys either.
No,
These are
they're
good
very
athletes.
athletic, very big, strong.
Yeah.
And our guys rose. I challenged them all week this week. Like, if you guys want to start doing the things that we know we can do, it starts with you guys up front. And they answered the call, and they did an incredible job.
It's brought to you by Center Motor Company. Anytime we're awarding and rewarding and recognizing individual students on the field, Center Motor Company is behind that, your Ford dealer on Her Street. But tonight, our special sponsor of the night is she was a Wyndham, Dr. Anna Shirley from over in Nacogdoches. It's Clayton Paul's sister. She is a sponsor of ours that brings our chaparrals every week for us, and we're really proud of that. She was a cheerleader, but she understands the importance of that. Right here in Center High School, graduated in the early O's, and so her family understands Center and values it. So even though her practice is in Nacogdoches, a lot of the folks from Shelby County go over there. So Dr. Shirley, Anna Joy, thank you for being a part of this. When we come back, we'll talk about the other sports and what's going on. One particularly big one that happened today. We'll be right back.
This is the office of Dr. Anna Shirley. This is Dr. Anna Shirley. Along with Dr. Nicole Fishbeck and their amazing staff, it's easy to see why they were voted best in Nacogdoches. From the modern exam rooms to their comfortable lobby, when you're at Dr. Anna Shirley's office, it feels like home. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center. When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor. Hey, y'all got a dirty truck?
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make them shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
I don't know where.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to talk about other sports, other teams in the area. We begin with the other sports in Rough Rider land. Tennis is finished, and they're still working during school, but they're
middle school tennis now.
Right.
Yeah.
It never
never stops.
It never stops.
Hardest working man in Shelby County is Leon Dykes.
And
Lori Cooper, his assistant.
Yeah,
they do
his
incredible.
Staff. They do good. And volleyball, was tonight the last game for them?
No, I think they play Friday at home against Rusk, and I think that's it, maybe.
I thought last Friday was their senior night. We announced
They may play at Rusk then.
Okay.
That's bad. I should know that. But I know they have 2 games left.
I may have gotten that wrong. But,
no,
but okay,
I probably did. You're probably right. I'm probably wrong.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Someone handed me that to read.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure that's right.
And Rusk, the girls, I don't know how they turned out tonight. They are competitive, and they're losing sets. When they lose them, oftentimes within 4 or 5 points of winning the set. I mean,
they're getting, and that's what's hard when you're building a program or rebuilding a program is it's what is it? They say it takes 3 to 5 years to build a solid program, and so the immediate success obviously is winning a lot of games this year and winning sets and getting better. But the thing is, like when you go watch our girls play volleyball, it looks like they're playing volleyball. Yeah. It is competitive. Their energy is there. They're being great teammates. They're smiling and cheering and always, just flying around the court. And so it's been a really bright spot in this fall is to see the girls kind of grow up over the course of the season.
Very good.
Yep.
But today there was the regional meet in cross country.
Yeah.
We had a lot of students there.
We did. Both girls and boys teams competed.
How did that go?
It went very well. I talked to Coach Smith today. Our kids competed, ran hard. Of course, the rain and stuff makes it for a wet, kind of sloppy course, which I guess is cross-country kids love it because at least it's not hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather run in the mud than run in the heat, I guess.
Good point.
But girls finished, well, and boys finished in 5th out of 23 teams. Did very, very well, but top 4 go to state.
Yeah.
But we did have an individual, Daniel Flores, finished 8th, and so he's going to get to advance to state.
How many guys running?
I'm telling you what, there's 23 teams, and so you're talking 10 guys per you're looking at like a couple of hundred kids.
Right.
So they do it at staggered times, right? And it looks like, the video of the start, I watched it this morning. Jesse Ruiz sent me the video of the start, or I saw it on his Facebook, and it looks like it's about a football field wide, and they all start and they just take off across this field until they get to the course, and they kind of work their positioning and all that kind of stuff. It looks like it just looks crazy.
What the Boston Marathon would look like if it was in the middle of the field.
If it was in the middle of Huntsville, Texas, that's exactly what it is.
So,
That's great.
So the maestro is headed to state.
Yes.
That's Daniel Flores.
That's him.
Yeah. That's our soccer dude.
He's our soccer dude who makes the plays. He's also a saxophone player.
He is.
So he's truly a maestro.
He is.
Yes.
Very
That's
skilled.
good stuff. Well, I'm proud of him, and I'll congratulate him tomorrow. I get to see him in class. So there you go. That's what's happening here in Center. And then around the county, Larry is at a volleyball game
That's Shelbyville, I believe.
tonight, and I think that will be his last non-playoff game. We're hoping to cover some area volleyball teams, but this is the last week of the regular season. But check this out, y'all. Hemphill in the district that all our county teams are in. Hemphill's in that district, and they are 0-2. But St. Augustine has another. They're not in the county, but they might as well be.
They're close enough.
They're cousins, just like everybody else. They've come out of nowhere as the number 1 seed. They beat Garrison in a game that had more penalty yards maybe than passing.
They
yards.
might have. It was like something crazy, like 300 or 400 yards in penalties between the two. That's nuts.
Wow.
Nutty stuff.
Been
But
there.
they beat Garrison. Garrison was the number 10 team in the state or something like that, and easily to be picked. So they're 2-0. But check this out. Joaquin Garrison, Timpson, and Shelbyville are 1-1. That's pretty common, but St. Augustine beat Joaquin and Garrison. Joaquin's beaten Hemphill, lost to Garrison. Garrison's beaten Shelbyville, lost St. Augustine. Shelbyville's beaten Timpson and lost to Garrison. They're just going and beating each other, and it's really hard to tell what the pole position is in that district.
Somebody's going to be in a Whataburger flipping a coin for a playoff spot, I think. That's because I know every district has, obviously you have district seating and head-to-head goes first. And then you have probably, I think in our district minutes, and I've seen it even, there's probably 2 pages of scenarios.
Right.
Like if team A does this to C, but B does this to D. And I mean, there's all kinds of different scenarios you have to go through to kind of fit those top 4. Because playoff seeding is important.
But see, we're lucky because we got Munoz. Because that is mathematics. And if there's a way to figure out how to manipulate the situation mathematically to our advantage, I put money on
Definitely
Munoz.
Munoz can do it.
And then even if he's not manipulating, you go up to him at any point in the season and say, how are we looking playoff-wise? And he stops, and his eyes go up to the left part of his brain, which means he's looking at
computing.
He's looking at his medulla oblongata. And then he goes, well, and then he listens.
Oh, yeah. He could probably tell you every scenario of how we make this or go that and what route we take in the playoffs. He told me the other day the route, if we're the 2 seed or the 3 seed or the 4 seed, and he told me every route to get going and who we'd play.
And he didn't he sees it in his medulla. He doesn't see it on paper.
No.
It's in his medulla oblongata.
Yes.
It's like on Rain Man, it's just you
Like
see
that.
like the little things where
Like
it's doing
that.
the math, but it's showing up on the screen.
But
Not that he's like Rain Man. That's probably a bad analogy.
But he's got that kind of brain.
That's what I'm going to start calling him, Rain Man.
Dang it.
He's got a lot better social skills. But,
He does.
But check this out.
I'll be Tom Cruise.
If it happens like you said, if someone in that district has to flip a coin,
I don't
for the
even know if
playoffs,
anybody does that.
But
I think,
but let's say whoever comes in 5th, it's going to be close. And that team will very likely be ranked ahead of the number 1 seed team from the district they play in by district.
Yeah, I know.
The team that doesn't make the playoffs may be better than the number 1 seed from the other one, just the way it's drawn up.
That's always the big argument, with UIL having 4 teams make the playoffs. Is everyone's, well, everybody gets in or whatever. And then, why even let the 4 seed in, because they always lose big to the 1 seed. Well, I always go back to last year at Aubrey. We were the 4 seed, and we knocked off 2 1 seeds. And to get to the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And so it all depends on how tough your district is and the teams you play, your competition, and any given Friday night, anything can happen.
And our county, Joaquin was that team last year. They came in
came in as 4 seed and went to the 3rd round or 5th round. 5th round.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that's crazy.
They were in the Final Four, I think.
Plus, we've always talked about, with all the good teams that we have in East Texas, about whether or not it would be good to go into a true district of doom and
just come in fourth.
If you come in 4th, but you still may play 3 games before you play anybody like that, as opposed to kind of splitting them up and then end up getting drawing Gilmer or Pleasant Grove or one of those teams in the.
We finished 3rd and we dropped as the number 2 seed, the eventual state champion. That's painful, but hey, we're not bitter about it, not one bit, not here in Center. All right, y'all, that's the Piney Woods update. That's the Rough Rider update. The Forge over on the square is available for you to work out in the most pictorial, picturesque place maybe in all of Texas. The Forge on the square, and they bring us all of our sports. And, of course, Rough Rider Oil and Lube. Take care of your vehicle. Mine's up over 150,000 miles now. I'm really having to go to Rough Rider Oil and Lube a lot and say, hey, could you take care of my old babe? But they do it. They do a great job. When we come back, we'll look at the next week's game against Brownsboro, which actually it's not next week. It's the day after tomorrow.
2 days, yeah.
About 48 hours from now. We'll be right back.
So what do you get with Sabine State Bank? Well, Steve Waters and his staff, they know you. They know you by name. And they celebrate the successes when they finance your dreams. But Sabine State Bank is also a fully modern bank with 24-hour online access to your accounts and services ranging from teller services to some of banking's more complicated things. Looking for a place to grow? It's Sabine State Bank.
The Friday night lights are shining and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Over the years, most of us have collected a lot of stuff, but where is all that stuff? Down home. So when it starts piling up, you go with Down Home Storage, climate-controlled place for your down home stuff. Part of Watson & Sons Funeral Home is Oak Lawn Memorial Park Perpetual Care Cemetery. A beautifully cared for facility, far enough away from town to feel private, but not too far away. Watson & Sons, their family taking care of yours.
All right, everybody, we got the Brownsboro Bears on Thursday night in Brownsboro, Game 3 of the district season. Brownsboro is currently in last place right now. Carthage is in first, but man, they were in a war, weren't they?
Yeah.
A surprisingly close game against Athens. Everybody else in the district is 1-1, and so got to go take care of business with the Bears and get to 2-1 and be in control of our destiny.
Sir.
You say a victory against Brownsboro assures the playoffs.
Yep, that'll
we
clinch
can put that behind us.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's one won't say it's necessarily a trap game, but we know Athens. We've circled the Athens game as
I
probably.
think that's the first thing we talked about on my
yeah.
first coach's show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a big message to the kids on Monday was we're not looking ahead. You know, we fear no one, but we respect everyone. We take one opponent at a time because everyone in town, all the dads, all the experts, everybody in town is already talking about how, well, next week we got Athens, so we got to get ready for that. Well, no. We got to get ready for Brownsboro now. And then, like, obviously we've been watching film on Athens, and we kind of have our plan in place. We know what they do. We've seen enough game film of them this year, and they've seen a lot of us. And so it'll be a good game, and we're excited about it. But we're really focusing on taking it 1 week at a time.
Right, exactly. And so we were just talking about, we remember Brownsburg, I believe they came here. Wallington thinks it was there, but we remember a game when we built a lead, and then all of a sudden they just started zero blitzing us. And they got back in it doing that. You said that you've seen that on film.
Seen it on film. They do bring a lot of pressure. They're a multiple front team, and so they'll give you kind of an even look, and they'll give you an odd look with a head up nose over the center, and they'll bring pressure from safeties. They'll bring pressure from linebackers. They'll walk up linebackers and back out of it. And so we've worked on some of our different protections up front to make sure that we can account for all of that. And so it's been something. We worked a period today that was just we fired off. We just made up crazy blitzes and had the O-line and the running back have to protect it. And so just so they get used to hey, they're going to walk up. What do you do? And so just making sure that we're still gap sound as we go through our stuff in there. If they run some of the blitzes we ran at our guys in practice this week, I'll clap for them because there'll be some crazy blitzes. We drew up some crazy stuff just to show our guys, no matter what they do, if we're sound and if we're keep our eyes up and work our technique, we should be fine.
Yeah, and the good news is that if they come like that and you block it up, there ain't nobody else back there.
No. Yeah, and that's the thing. Once you get in the second level, so I know our intermediate passing game and quick game and our screens are going to be big for us this week if that's a situation we get into. And so we have scenarios and situations where we can get the ball out quick and hopefully catch them in one of those blitzes and have a big play.
Very good. And then from our defensive standpoint, what does Brownsboro do?
So I mean, they're big up front. They've got a good run. They have a really good receiver who, if he gets out in open space, he can be dangerous. And their quarterback gets rid of the ball fast. He's athletic and can move. And so that's always difficult when you have to, you have to play run first because that's your main focus. But then you also have to be disciplined and have good eye discipline and be able to react when you read pass or run and make sure that we're I know our Coach Hub has spent a lot of time the last 2 weeks specifically with the defensive secondary, making sure that our technique is sound, make sure we don't have busts, make sure we don't get crisscrossed, like we did a couple weeks ago. And so it's I think you saw an improvement in that last week. Yeah. And then this week should be, a lot better there. But they have a couple of weapons that they can be dangerous. And so making sure we get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, not give him time to sit back there and find his guy is going to be a big piece of it.
I have a good news, bad news sort of thing. I'm guessing it is for you. The good news about it being on Thursday, it's a school day. You have that routine.
That they've been used to their whole life. That's a good thing, right? So we actually, this season has been a lot of adjustments, right? And so I was all excited about having Fridays off,
right?
Because we were going to treat it like a college-style game day. Bring them up early, do breakfast, do a quick little lift, and get them to hang out up there. We'd have the Xboxes going, get our meetings done, all that, just hang out. Well, by the time we get to game time, kids were just flat. And so last week we started going, hey, what? We start the pep rally at 2. You guys get here at 1:30, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And that was the best it's been. And so this week I said we were planning to do that again Friday. Just bring them in right before we start meetings. That way they can be fully rested and kind of on it's still on. That's the time we would about start meetings and practice anyways. So they on their same routine. But with it being a school day, I'm actually excited about it because there's nothing to distract. They're up in the morning, they're going to school, get rolling, get going, get on the bus, and go to Brownsboro.
That's good news about about the fact that it's on Thursday. But then there's tomorrow, Wednesday. You pretty much lose that practice day, or at least in any way that you recognize, because you have coaches all over the place with
right.
games.
And that was a big reason that we moved our athletic period to the last period of the day was so that in instances like on Thursdays where we still want to get our walkthrough and stuff in, we're not losing all of our coaches. But yeah, so the nice thing is it's at home, and so we can do our walkthrough, what we call kick the field. We can do that in the dome while the guys are getting the field set up and warming up to start the game on the game field.
Okay.
And so that's been a blessing to have both of those facilities. And so, but yeah, you do because normally we'll do Monday is our mental Monday, is what we call it, learning new stuff, going through things, kind of a slower paced. Tuesday is tough man tempo Tuesday. We're going up pace. We're very tempo, doing a lot of run hole stuff, very physical practice. Wednesday is kind of like we call it We Work Wednesday, or it's kind of a fine tuning day. We work situations, third down, going in, coming out. We'll work our 2-point plays, work our goal line package, and all that kind of stuff. Then Thursday's our walkthrough. Well, today we kind of mashed together our walkthrough and our situation day and our tough man day. So we kind of just mashed it in there. So it's like a we work tempo, hard kick the field all in one. And then tomorrow we'll do our kick the field. So it's also good practice because a lot of your playoff games in the early rounds are on Thursdays. So it's kind of gets you used to that as well. So it's, there's positives to find out of it. But yeah, you definitely never want to lose a day of practice. But also we're in week 8, and the kids they know what to do. And it's just fine-tuning those things that we do well, get ready for Thursday.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go, everybody. That's Coach Nick Brown. When we come back, we'll be without Nick Brown for the closing. We'll tell you what the broadcast schedule is for the weekend of sports. So stick around. We will finish it up when we come back to the pizzeria. It's all brought to you by Sabine State Bank.
What's that old State Farm slogan, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there? Well, that could not be a better description than Chris Mayfield of Mayfield State Farm. Since he came to town close to 20 years ago now, he has been the quintessential good neighbor. That's the same thing true of his insurance agency, Chris Mayfield State Farm. NETSN and Pineywood Sports Network say thank you to the sponsors who back the Riders all year long. Ace Hardware is the place. Center Tire, always tops in tires, now expanding their service. And Covington Lumber, your third generation supply store and lumber yard. So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center. We say thank you to these fall sponsors who bring you Rough Rider football all fall long. Chris Mayfield State Farm, Shelby County's good neighbor. Down Home Storage. Take your down home clutter to Down Home Storage. At Joe's, it's not just a car wash, it's a car spa. McAdams Propane, keeping you warm in the winter and your outdoor kitchen going all season long. And Watson & Sons Funeral Home, their family serving yours.
Okay, everybody, this is what's coming up this week.
First of all, you notice,
yeah, that's right.
There's no meat sticks.
The work sticks
are gone.
Nothing left. You get them with marinara and or ranch. We just couldn't decide, so we did both. And of course, the meat lover's always good.
I mean, everything's good, but man, there's just something about those work sticks. It's just chef's kiss.
It's a discovery.
Yeah.
And did they have such a thing? That's not on the. Was it on the
menu?
menu?
It's not on the menu. It's an off the menu item that I was told about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I was told because it is my favorite thing here.
Mighty fine. So Friday night, Larry, St. Augustine, Shelbyville. Right?
Yes.
Friday night.
As of right now.
It's the game of the week as far as expectations goes. Shelbyville snuck up on Timpson, who had on quite a winning streak last week, 17-14 squeaker. I believe that was a Thursday game. And then, of course, St. Augustine snuck up on Garrison. And so the two teams that had big wins and upsets last week meet each other. And there's a lot riding on that. For Shelbyville, if they win, they pull even with St. Augustine, and actually, I guess, pull up ahead of them.
Because of head-to-head.
Head-to-head. St. Augustine wins that one, then they have the inside track in that slippery district. So 7:15, 7:20, he'll be on the air Friday night. He and I on Thursday night, 7 o'clock in Brownsboro. Give or take a couple of minutes, we'll have the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show. We'll talk to a cheerleader. We'll talk to Nick Brown again. I hope we'll talk to a player. We'll see, and then we'll see what everything starts meaning. About week 3 in district, we have to start playing what if and what everything's looking like for both districts, the small school district and for centers as well. So then kickoff 7:30 at halftime. I think we may very well talk to some of the chaparrals. We've only talked to them once. So during the
and also we look at the other our sister district for by district to see how that's see Coach Hoff over there.
Yeah,
we could be looking at a matchup with
we easily
with
could with last year's and the year before that defensive
one
coordinator.
of our favorite guys.
Me too. It would be a shame to have to root against him.
But it would be fun to beat him.
It would be very fun. And a big thumbs up to the Center High School band. Tuesday, expecting rain. What is it?
Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday. Kind of expecting rain. It didn't come. 3-1s, and they're off to the regional contest, as they usually are. And we will get to see them march, and it's East Texas Automotive will bring you that. All of that during the Farmer State Bank halftime show. Stick with us to the post-game show live from the field, brought to you by Aurora Concepts. We'll talk to the Center Motor Company player of the game. We'll talk to Coach Nick Brown again. And that is what is on schedule for you and me on Thursday.
That's right.
When we leaving?
Thursday afternoon.
Afternoon o'clock. We'll see you guys on the air. We'd love to see you in Brownsboro, but if not, YouTube, you know where to find us. Until then, keep it between the sidelines, everybody. We'll see you on Thursday.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network, an affiliate of NETSN. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.